What do y'all want to get out of this season?
I know me personally, probably opening up a little bit more because I've always been a private person, and I think I'll always be a private person, but I think I have something to share with the world as far as remarried, bonus kids, and just life in general has just taken a whole nother turn for me. So
for me, I'm back to the drawing board.
Which drawing board? Yeah. Which one?
What are we talking about?
On the last of the Mohicans. But I'm back to the drawing board of love finding me, not me finding love. And so I'm hoping that through this, good luck with that. Through this, journey season, that it's something continuous that's leading towards marriage, because I'm the only one that's not married. I'm the only sister that's not married.
So don't allow that to make any hasty decisions.
Which I'm not.
Okay.
I'm taking one day at a time. Now, I didn't say I want to get married tomorrow.
Okay. But you do want to get married.
I do. Marriage it's not a bad thing. Marriage is honorable. It's what people do in the marriage that's bad. So that's one of the things. I mean, there's other things, but that's one of them.
If you let me pick your husband, this will just be
girl, please.
Really, Earica?
You will like this person.
I'm open.
What we go like about him? What we go like about him?
His vibe. And that's all I'm saying. Because I want you all to get to know him based upon what you all feel, not what I'm telling you. So I want you to get your own feel, but he has a good vibe.
I don't know nothing about no vibes. I don't know nothing about all that, but I guess this season will be about me just trying for my marriage, maybe working on that. So I'm quite different than you all. I've been married a while and just have been going through some things, but just trying to get them.
How long have you been married?
30 something years.
That's beyond a while.
So a long time.
We only got 2 months.
It's just a lot of with that retiring. So right now I'm at a standstill because my daughter's living there now, and it's some things I wanted to do, but I don't want to do it until we're like by ourselves,
You thought you was about to be
yeah.
empty nester and retired.
Yeah, so I retired January 15th, and then March 1st I had company. So and they're still here, so everything was like on the back burner for that, but yeah, so other than that, I think that's and then I've been like doing a little weight loss too, so
You look good, by the way.
yeah,
Me too.
I've
I've gained it.
I told her I don't want to see nothing for 30 days.
You won't. No, she's talking about the transformation. I'm not doing the transformation every week. Now, I will share my journey of riding the bike and lifting weights and everything, because I do need to lose 20 pounds. But I know I personally think I know where that came from.
Why?
Medicine.
Oh,
I thought
okay.
they was being happy with them cooking.
I was thinking the same thing. Maybe it was the croissant.
Wait,
Mixture of it all.
It's a mixture of it all.
No,
But
they
it-
keep buying her oatmeal cookies.
Why?
That's some cookies.
Right.
Some loving. Here's the new stuff too.
But blood pressure medicine. So I need to go through A healthy journey. Yes, ma'am.
Oh wow.
For a while.
That's why
I
I'm
just,
ankle slow.
yes. Little feet, fat ankles. I've had it for years. I just refused to take the medicine until I went to the doctor. And while I was at the doctor's office, I was sitting there normal, and she asked me, "Are you feeling any kind of way?" And I said, "No." She's like, "I can't let you leave because your pressure is so high." And I didn't feel it. I was like, "I'm fine."
And how old are you?
41. And so then I started to kind of take it serious, but then I was like, I just don't want to be on medicine. I don't want to be on medicine for this.
And the one thing you have to understand about hypertension is that that's changeable with diet and exercise. So that's not something that
Is it?
really, Earica.
Wow.
I mean, it
Is it a
is.
family?
Yes, ma'am. It's hereditary.
Hereditary, okay. Cholesterol is
It comes like my grandmother, my uncle.
Hereditary, generational, but
Right,
it doesn't
right.
have to
It's
be
a-
your story.
You're right.
right.
So when I started taking the medicine seriously, consistently, in addition to having someone that knows how to cook,
Yeah, that's
and
right.
I'm happy.
Left, left.
Team Fluffy.
That's interesting when we talking about like their husband cooking and stuff. It's just fascinating to me.
My husband,
You know, husband, you
Happy.
I mean, I cook. I'm just saying, husband's cooking.
Dad
You
used
know,
to
it's
cook.
like,
I ain't eat.
yeah, he cooked, yeah.
Yeah, he cooked a lot
He
of.
cooking that lamb. Remember Daddy's cooking that lamb
Rabbits.
and rabbit and all
Yeah.
that stuff? Like, I'm like, I want mama.
Like
I would
fried
see everybody else
fish.
be like, I'm
Well, he
good.
only started cooking when he
Got
got
sick.
sick.
But
Yeah.
yeah, and he was home.
When he became a
Home all
habit.
day. And he started buying everything.
Listen,
all
them
the
expensive
time.
pots and making all them seasonings.
Oh, I was seasoning.
Barbecue sauce. I thought we was finna go into business. I was like, this
Listen.
chick making a
Barbecue
barbecue
sauce.
sauce every other day.
And
Yeah.
then he found out I was off on Friday.
That was it.
Listen, I was like, I'm not answering the phone. I don't want to taste no rabbit.
Kathy said he called her and said, Kathy, come over here. Kathy said she came in the house flying. So he said, pick up that glass over there.
I just slid in
Just
before
I
you.
thought it was sick.
I remember what I had on, a purple sundress. I just put it on and I just ran in and I went in there and slid in, and he was like, "Can you pick up that glass for me?"
You came from your house.
Yeah.
Right.
She thought something was wrong.
I said, "Okay, I'm gonna get the glass."
Me and Sheree
He knew not to call you or Sheree.
Right, he knew not to call us.
Calling you and Sheree would have been like, y'all would have been like, you did it yourself. Y'all would have walked out.
Walked out. And she was probably like, yes, sir.
I was like, "Yes, sir.
But
I
who
got
does
the
that sound like,
glass."
though?
I said that.
Her and Sheree.
And we got it honestly.
Yeah, he knew who to call.
You knew who to call.
So for me, when we started talking about creation of this show, I know a lot of us were kind of hesitant about what to discuss, how far and how depth, but just hearing from other people how it helped them. And for me, the transparency of my IVF, like something that at first I was very skeptical about, but just now hearing from and seeing so many women
Yeah.
Right.
on this journey that did have a voice,
Right.
And even for me, I didn't know how many women actually struggled with infertility. So many of them do it in silence, because you think it's not normal. And people, wondering like, well, why you don't have kids or what's going on,
Right.
And so just being open and honest about it, I think it helps me to also to cope. But I think it's allowed me kind of the freedom to kind of be a voice, and I'm like, okay, maybe this is why I'm on this journey, And what can I do after I get through with this process? How can I, help others? So I think too, for our family, it has made us more, we've always been close, but it forces us to do more together.
Right.
And it forces also our children, and moms great grandkids to see more of each other, because families can become very distant. You know,
Oh, yeah.
their own cycle,
Especially living here, living there.
Yeah. So it kind of forces you to kind of say, we got to make plans. We need to do something. So I enjoy that. And I think it's just one of those things that, you know, even though through this season they're going to see, you know, some ups and downs and some craziness, unlike the last season, we're a little more open, but it still sees how a family, even though through trials and tribulations, if you keep God first, and you love on each other, even you love each other through whatever the circumstances are, I think it shows people that it's okay. You might fall out, you know. A lot of social media knows about, you know, me and Shay and our relationship, you know, and I struggle with that you know, still sometimes struggle with that, you know, losing her so abruptly and not being able to spend those last few months with her. But I'm grateful for the opportunity when, you know, we did say, you know, I love you and I love you too. We knew, and God knew what we needed.
Exactly.
You know? So I think it's going to help a lot of families just kind of say, you know what, we normal too. You know? It's just about how you circle back and how you work through to kind of work on, you know, healing.
And that it's okay to talk about things and not feel like you have to hide from your family or be so prideful that you can't let your family in to know some of the stuff that you are dealing with or come through. I have learned a lot through like all some of the stuff that we've been through, that when I think about some of the stuff that I kept from you all or some of my struggles or privacies being so private, that if I had somebody just to talk about it like we talk now, you can get through it quicker.
And not struggle with it by yourself.
And don't feel ashamed about some of the stuff that you've been through, because this has opened so many doors that other people are going through the same thing. But people are not willing to talk about it, or families are not willing to come together. So I think it's going to be a very, very powerful thing to see us in different lights than what people have seen us.
And see us as us. And not just think that, oh, they got, you know, they just got life together. Sometimes we don't have life together.
That's true. And that's my problem with Earica. I've always said she tells too much.
She always says that.
You know, sometimes I look on Facebook and I'll be like, oh my God. I talk at her. I said, she tells everything. But that's what frees her, I guess. But some of the things she tells, I just be like, oh my God.
And I'm at a point in life, I don't care what you think. Like, I really don't, like, I don't care. Like, for me, my journey of life is to be pleasing, number one, to God, and then to enjoy my life. And so, whether I do it or I don't do it, whether I say it or I don't say it, there's always going to be somebody that's going to judge me.
Yeah, that's true.
And when you get to a point in life where, and that's a lot of times what even people, even for me, you know, been married and divorced, I could have stayed the first time because of caring what people are going to say. You know, you have on the outside looking in a great, you know, spouse, a great relationship. You're doing so well. You're moving up in corporate America. Like, why would you do this? Because I'm unhappy. You know, so I don't care what you think. And I think I've probably always been like that. And you've kind of struggled with, you know, I looked at you and my dad for 23 years, and I used to wonder for probably 22 of them, why are you still with him? You know what I'm saying? Like, what? Like,
wait a minute, at 2 years old?
At 2 years old, I was like, I need to leave. Like, take me with you.
Ever know she exaggerates.
No, but what I'm saying, when I got an age and understood what love felt like and what it looked like and appreciation, and I didn't see that from my father. You know, so.
And I think too, coming from G-Ma's perspective, is that we can't forget God also. Praying, some things are going to come by prayer and fasting, and some things have to be done in private. I think we heard a sermon she shared with us last Sunday, where all my business is not your business. some things are just going to come by prayer and fasting and need to be in
Even if I
privacy.
share my business, it's still not your business.
Right. I mean, what you
that's
gonna
Because
do?
it's my business to share.
It's my business to share. You know what I'm saying?
Listen, Lord, I say her and Trina are the ones that talk back.
I'm not talking back. We are 5 adult women having a conversation. She gave me her opinion of it, and I expressed mine.
Just let her
And
finish.
that's the way you are. You don't mind
You
telling
just
your
shoulda let her
business, but you
finish.
said it helps you.
It helps me, and I feel like it helps others.
Yeah, that's what you said. Okay. But it's
What
still,
made you change about that? Because certain stuff you wouldn't talk about.
It's talking about everything now.
You are open about everything.
No,
But
I'm
there,
not.
like, most of the time you are.
Not everything.
Not everything. I mean,
It's
like
about you. You really wish.
I talk as far as you mean, like everything as far as other people or me personally.
To me, like with the baby thing, I can remember when we was on vacation and we did our first vision board thing, and you were very adamant about being private about, that part. And so now
Because it has always been one of those things that I didn't want people throughout corporate America. People be like, "Oh, how many kids you have?" And and if I say, "Well, I don't have any children," it was one of those things. "Oh, you've been climbing the ladder." Yeah, I focus kind of on school and career. What am I gonna say? No, my ovaries aren't working. So you just kind of you stayed away from those conversations.
Right.
And so what social media, the platform that I have now, allows me to see that there's so many people that struggle with what I've struggled with.
But when I look at it, it's so many evil people.
Yeah.
And when you're trying to do something, sometimes I think you need to kind of just feel private with it. But then I think about what God has for you, so
Right.
nobody can really stop it. But
And there's some people that feel that way. I see posts all the time about move in silence. You like move in silence. I don't want to move in silence. I want to be vocal about my moves. I want people to be inspired by my moves. I want people to be motivated by my moves. Now, moving in silence for you may work for you, but my ministry is different from yours. So don't tell me to move in silence. You move in silence. I want to move loud. I want to change the world. I want women to be impacted, not just in the U.S., all across the nation. Women struggle with infertility.
Yeah.
So if I move in silence and do the things I want, and then ta-da, she has a baby at 44, then they just like, oh, Sarah. No, I want you to see how Sarah got to where she was doing, the things that I experienced, my woes. Even when people are going through transition, I think about the church. When we talk about the foundation of the church, I grew up in a church where divorce was a sin.
Yeah. Right. You're right.
You know what I'm saying? Like it was a divorce. So when you saw somebody's husband gone or wife gone, because he or she felt they needed to move in silence. But if you struggled with something and then God brought you out of something, if you testify and if you could help others. And so for even me, when I went through mine, it was one of those things of, I ain't finna, what am I gonna be silent for? I'm gonna tell you what happened.
Right.
I'm gonna tell you exactly what happened, how I got over, what happened after that, how I got to Atlanta, how my life changed from that.
Right.
I think a key part that you just said that really just struck me is that everybody ministry is different.
It's different.
And it's true.
but the Bible said you're overcome by the words of your testimony.
By the words of your testimony. And your words are powerful. Like I've always been wanted to believe that when you put things in the atmosphere, when you say different things, when you even say things about someone or whatever, they're powerful. That's why I don't like people to say nothing. Like, keep my name out your mouth.
Right.
Your words are powerful. Don't say nothing negative about me. You can talk about you all you want, but you keep my name out your mouth.
But then I think that piggybacks on what your mom just said about people. When you put it out there, people can talk negative about it to cause negativity to come. And that's why some people say move in silence, because everybody is not going to be happy for you in your journey. And there are some really evil people out there that could pray against your journey, that, even though...
So the evil people, listen to what you just said. Mm-hmm. The evil people that pray against my journey, who is God going to listen to, them or me?
He'll listen to you, but...
There's no but. There is no but.
But I understand why the people do, because maybe they prayed for something and it didn't happen, and then noticing somebody else kind of curve and pray against their journey, and then they just automatically assume that they prayed against my journey and God didn't do what it did.
If God didn't do it, it wasn't for you.
True.
It has nothing to do about anybody evil praying against you.
I get that. That's your mindset, but some other people don't think like that.
And that's what I'm saying. I'm not knocking that.
Yeah.
There's some people that every day you need to move in silence. You move in silence because that's what you want, and maybe that's what God put on your heart. But for me, my journey is supposed to be loud. So don't judge me because what I put on Facebook. Don't tell me what I should and shouldn't put on Facebook. Number one, like I said, it's something that it helps me get through it. And number two, I know that it's helping others. So everybody's journey is going to be different. But I think the judgmental, to me, that's judgmental. To tell people, you know, move in silence. What you're doing is you're reading my post, or you're reading what I'm doing, and you're like, oh, she tell everything. That's none of your business. The fact that I tell everything. That's my responsibility. That's my role. That's my household. I've discussed it with my husband. He's comfortable with it. You mind your own business. Okay, and that's just the way I feel about it. Like what'd you say?
That's he business.
That's he business. That's he business. So I just you know. Now, I guess too, you look at when people struggle in life outside of you know fertility or finances or whatever, just struggle in general. How many women have suffered from and men from molestation or sexual abuse or whatever? The church has taught us
To be quiet.
to be quiet.
Don't tell it.
You don't tell everything. You know what I'm saying? So
Like what happens in this house
and
stays
I know
in this house.
in the black community, we're taught that in the home. You know, what happened in this house, you don't go outside, tell everybody business. You know, so we just taught this foundation of to be quiet about everything. Why? Why should I not tell on him or her? Why should I not tell how good God has been in my life? Why should I not tell about my pain? Why should I not talk about my hurt? Why do I always got to be quiet and deal with this internal? Right. You know, and so I have a total different belief about it. So.
And I think too that in your sharing or in our sharing, like each of our ministry is different. For me, there will be some things that I'll talk openly about, and then there are some things I won't, because I know that initially when we started this, when I talked with my son about his journey with his father and that reconnection, since that journey, that has not been the most positive thing, and so that has led to feelings of depression. So I know I won't be able to go in depth with it because it hasn't been a positive thing. So what I share may affect somebody else, and I'll have to be cautious with what I share as far as that, because I don't want to ruin that relationship or anything like that.
I think when you're sharing and when you're being open, it has to be something about you, or if you have a partner or a spouse, it has to be something that the two of you agree upon. But if we agree upon, it ain't nobody else's business. Right. Yeah. This is the way I feel about it, you know. So, you know, mom being from the generation of old school, keep it quiet or whatever, and so she'll call me and be like, you know, you need to. I said, listen, I'm free from that. I'm so liberated from the hiding and the, you know, worried about what people think and worried about what people might say or whatever. I don't care. I generally don't care. And so I'm so. What you said?
Sidebar conversation.
I'd be like, did she my mama?
See that.
Listen, but too, Earica, also on the spiritual side of it, I think, because I'll call her and I'll be like, I just think Earica just need to calm down, or just, you know, be prayerful in silence. Like, just, can you talk to her? And I think that comes more also is on the intercessor part of us. Far as knowing, as intercessors, some things have to be prayed and fasted in silence, especially when the enemy is attacking, and then you can clearly see that it's spiritual warfare.
Different. I'm not talking about. Wait a minute. Let me be clear. Okay. I'm not talking about the generalities of clapbacks on Facebook. I'm not talking about that kind of stuff. That's just who I am as a person. Right. You know, I'm talking about life experiences.
Your journey.
My journey as far as IVF, you know, my journey as far as, you know, business is concerned, that kind of stuff. I feel free to do that. Right. Now, there's moments where I know y'all are, you know, hey, you man, we'll take that down. I get that. That's more of a looking out for you and protecting your image and protecting, you know. But my thing is just about life experiences that I go through. If I want to share that, it's just like, for me, it's just like if I had a mic and I was standing in front of a church and I talk about boom, 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 and how the freedom of that hits other people. I told y'all, I feel like ministry is outside of that building.
Yeah, that's true.
And if I'm able to do that in that building, why can I not do that on a social media platform?
That's true.
You know, and in that building, I might talk to 80 people, but on a social media platform, I can reach 80,000.
People say you helped me. I read a lot of comments.
She does.
So I just, you know,
that was for me today.
Yeah, and it just keeps me. It also keeps me grounded to remember, because sometimes you get into certain situations and you think, why me? You know, you can literally become depressed, like, Jesus, I can't get a break, you know, what's going on? But honestly, I feel like even my journey with fertility, it's not about me. It's about helping others.
Correct.
Because I already know that I'm going to get what my heart's desire, but there's some people that don't believe that. They don't have that kind of faith that I have.
Right.
And so to see me go through this process, to hear me talk about it, to see my faith in it, it makes them stronger. You should go again.
Yeah, she sidebar.
What'd you say?
She's talking about how big your eyes are while you're talking.
She's passionate about it.
Yeah.
Do you see yourself expanding beyond social media, like actually getting out and ministering in platforms and talking and doing actual?
I mean, COVID has got me locked. Like I really feel like once this is all over, I even feel the desire, because there's a financial piece to this that most women. Because most families cannot even afford this.
Yeah.
And something has to be changed even with legislative, you know, wise of this shouldn't be this complicated. Yeah. This conversation shouldn't be this complicated.
Or that expensive. Well, maybe insurance could cover a portion.
Right. You know, and your insurance tap out, then what? Like dreams are from this situation can come about depression. It can, I read about how even families break up because of it, you know, in those groups, and you just see what people, some of them are going through it alone. Some of them can't afford the medications of it. Some of them are, their jobs, their employers won't let them because they don't see it as an actual, you know, health thing. So, I mean, it's taught me so much that now makes me want to look at it deeper from a different level and a different perspective. So, absolutely.
And your spouse is okay with you talking and sharing this?
Sometimes he says I tell a lie, you know. But he knows where I'm coming from.
But he knows it helps you too.
He does. And so he has said, you know, especially with all this medication, he's like, whatever you need to do. Whatever you need to do. You know, but I do know, like there's I may go and there may be a film of, you know, the room, but I ain't gonna let nobody with no camera be inside, you know. Right. So there's some private moments that are just between he and I, and you know, when we lost our baby, I didn't go public at that moment. We needed to grieve, right? You know, and so now it was like, okay, I'm okay if you're ready to share it, you know. Okay. So just respecting, you know, but again, that's our household. Yeah, that's right. That's your business. Yeah, to tell your business. Right. So I feel like even through that, we'd be like, you talking when you told it. You know, even that, 20,000 people heard that conversation, and I got hundreds of messages from women that say, "I've never told about my miscarriage. Why? Yeah. You know, why'd you go through that by yourself? You know, so."
Well, I've always been told that it's been when a woman cannot carry, it's like a curse. And so if that's something that has been told to you years, and you've heard of those things, and then now you can't carry, and for whatever reason you can't carry, you feel like you're cursed. So nobody wants to talk about a curse. So it's a touchy situation, and a lot of women it's coming to be something that they're normalizing now.
Yeah, I look at your posts all the time, and for the women that comment, like saying they're going through it or have been through it.
What were you saying?
Huh?
What were you saying?
I was saying your recent post, how you was feeling, the different emotions that you went through, but to see the women coming in being encouraging that that they have been through the same thing, and I never would have imagined that it's so many women that have went through this process and can actually help you through it. So
I mean, you even get pointers. Sis, take this, to try this. Like, I get all kind of remedies sent to me, after the fact.
I mean, I follow a family on Instagram, and the mother, I think it was a Mother's Day post, and she shared, she saved all of her injections, the needles, and everything to create 3 lives. And I was just like, wow, she used this many needles.
People just have no idea.
Well, baby Cole is coming.
Yeah. But so for me, I think just this. Yeah.
Oh, really?
So for me, I think this season, I think us being more open and transparent, and we've all agreed to it. It's going to help so many more families.
I believe that.
Yeah, I think because the journey is one of those things of ups and downs, bumps in the road, disappointments, rejoicing.
Triumphs.
Yes. So, and they get to see a little more of Eara. Everybody keeps trying to hook Mama up. Somebody told me the other day, like, I got a bishop.
Tell them we don't want no bishops or preachers.
She don't either.
Oh, okay.
Why not?
Well, what you want?
That's my business.
Now that's your business, huh?
That's she business. You done. I'm sorry. Your dating days are over with.
That's true.
It really is.
You wouldn't accept nobody now.
And it's not if I felt like, yeah, my mama needs whatever. But at this point, like right now, we could say, hey mom, we're going to the way she is. Hey mom, we all going to Paris. You want to go? Oh, I gotta take care of them.
Now she be like,
y'all ain't leaving me.
Y'all not leaving me.
Right.
No, that's right.
Okay, let me find out where Ava going. Like she has a plan or whatever, but it would be totally different.
Everybody's sweet treats sure look good.
And listen,
You want some more?
It's good.
No, just stop.
It's so good.
You don't need none.
She got oatmeal cookies on the counter.
They're gone.
My doctor told me that little babies make big babies. He said, what's your favorite? I say, I love little baby cakes. He said, little baby cakes make big babies.
It's true. Trust, I know.
He's saying any cookie in a store that costs only $1 for the whole pack.
That ain't
He
good.
said, do not. He said, it will put so much, he said, if you just read, he said, it will put so much fat on you. He said, 100 cookies for $1?
100 cookies.
For $1? You know,
That's
the other cookies and stuff you can get for
the
$1.
big 60s.
Big 60s.
What is it?
Big 60s.
Yeah, $1. He said, if it costs $1, you already know.
Wow.
Even when you buy this juice, these big containers.
Oh, yeah.
She's trying to be funny now.
That cheap juice, Mom.
Cheap juice. Some of that juice in the refrigerator.
I was about to say, because you have about 4 or 5 juices in your
Nobody
refrigerator.
even talking about no juice.
And then we'll take it out of the carton and put it in the glass like it's okay.
That we did that one time, and that's because it burst. And then when you and your children come over, you then put it back. I was like,
Listen, I was like, ooh, that bullshit.
no, it burst when they dropped off the thing, and here you go refilling it back
I
up.
said, ooh, wow, they take it out of the carton and put it in
Trying
the
to be
glass.
funny.
All right now. Moving on up, Jefferson. Let me just refill, because they ain't going to talk about me. No.
Brian was like, put the lemonade back in the thing. I said, April thought that's what we do. I said, I saw her when she was doing it, but I didn't say nothing.
Cold.
All right, y'all. So let's do the cheers. You still got something to drink, Mom?
Yeah.
Is that wine or water?
I ain't telling.
That's your business.
It's my business.
Season 2, ladies.
Cheers.
Just have my martini.
Next time on Ears Girls.
Oh, let's do 3. Let's do 4.
3 or 4 what?